By the way, they take your temperature when you walk in. Good night, and Steve and I are starting off our day today in Selcuk in the Ephesus Museum. Everything that's in this museum was found on the site. The most important parts of Ephesus are in here for safekeeping, obviously. This entire frieze is ivory. It was in that house that we saw, house number 2. It possibly belonged to some furniture. It's the Emperor Trajan and the Roman army in a victorious campaign against the Parthians. Look at the detail. It's all ivory. Nice phallic symbol. An Egyptian priest in silver. Everything in this particular room is from the terraced houses, those magnificent terraced houses. Every house had a courtyard for light and fresh air, surrounded by colonnades with adjoining rooms and other parts of the house. Just like today, the living quarter was on the main floor, kitchens, etc., living dining rooms, sleeping quarters are up higher. These are all medical instruments in bronze.
There you go.
A bronze oil lamp from between 30 BC to 395 AD. Another ivory statue. Seated official. Priapus. Good old Marcus Aurelius. Here is just one of the mosaics that would have been in the terraced house. It's amazing they found anything. And here is Socrates. This entire room is the coinage of Ephesus. 5th century BC. Like the emperor said, money has no smell. All this is from the castle, the Selcuk hoard, 1421 to 1481. Imagine being on an archaeological dig and digging up some of these goodies. A hoard from the 2nd century. Yes, I would be hoarding all these little gold and silver things myself. 600 BC was the start of coin mintage. Number 3 is crazy old Nero. Byzantine. Swords from over 6,000 years ago. Some nice looking jewelry.
I like these rings too.
Gold is always in good taste. A gladiator and a priest from the 1st century BC to 3rd century AD. Beautiful bottles and glasses. Still from the 1st century BC. Here we have the big stuff. This is the Ephesus Monument from the 1st century. If you could, I'm assuming it's in Latin. This block has a helmet. This is a famous gladiator relief from the late Roman period. Huge sarcophagus down there. Into another room. Steve and I are the only 2 people in this huge museum, and there's still all these signs, keep your social distance. room is the cult of Sibele, or Sibyl. The Anatolian mother goddess represents fertility and powers of nature. She's associated with mountains, caverns, and fertile earth. The belief goes back as far as 7000 BC. She's most frequently depicted seated on her throne with wide-set thighs, a great belly, and huge breasts. Since she is identified with nature, her main places of worship are the mountain peaks, caverns, high cliffs, and water. After that came the worship of Artemis. All gold from the cult of Artemis. And these are the two most valuable Artemis statues. To me, they look like breasts, but I think our guide said they represent the fertility of eggs. And it is incredible that they found them in one piece, buried by the earthquakes and time. Those are Roman imperial period copies of the cult statue, once placed within the temple of Artemis. Beautiful Artemis statues are known as the Aphasian Artemis and differ from the huntress Artemis iconography, where she wears a short functional tunic and wanders through the forest with a bow and arrow. Head and arm of crazy Emperor Domitianus, who was poisoned by his wife, and the altar from his temple. One of the most important monuments is the Parthia Monument, situated nearby the Selcuk Library. The reliefs depict the war of Marcus Aurelius and Lucius Verus against the Parthians. Except for the original pieces exhibited here, the rest of the reliefs are in Vienna. That's where they once belonged. Blue beads in the museum shop. Really colorful.